Hey Scorpios, I'm Tempest Trade and this is your energy check-in. These messages may resonate if you have the Scorpio Zodiac anywhere in your chart. Please use discernment when listening to these messages since it is a collective for different types of people. Check in with your gut, check in with your intuition. Also, it doesn't matter when this was recorded, when it is uploaded, or when you come across it, there may be a message in here for you. And lastly, if you're interested in a one-on-one private session with me for tarot, divination, energy healing, or sound healing, you can go to my Linktree Tempest Trade or send me a message on any of my social media. All the links will be in the description below. So let's get started. What do Scorpios need to know right now? First card out is the Three of Swords in the sideways. Some of you are currently healing from something very painful and or very impactful. And some of you, it seems like you are avoiding healing, or you need to focus on healing a bit more, or focus on addressing something painful, something maybe that you are denying or avoiding. Ten of Swords in the reversal. Letting go of mental burdens, not allowing certain things to live rent-free in your head. Part of healing is letting go. So for those of you who are in the process of healing, you are like you've come to understand that you just need to let it go in your head. And by doing so, it will help you, or it has helped you in healing. For those of you that might struggle with healing, I'm kind of getting a sense of out of sight, out of mind. Like maybe you have a tendency to avoid. You're avoiding your healing by avoiding thinking about certain things, or like diving deep into why you feel certain types of ways, or why certain things spin around in your head. We have the Strength card in the upright and the Three of Pentacles in the reversal. At least I believe this is the Strength. This is either the Strength or the Chariot. I think it's the Chariot. Yeah, I believe this is the Chariot. So moving forward, because the Three of Pentacles, or the Three of Orbs in the reversal, means lack of teamwork, lack of communication. Something just isn't working. There's no flow. There's no collaboration, cooperation. If you were in a relationship or friendship or any type of interpersonal connection, you have to move forward because there wasn't teamwork. If this is a job or a partnership in terms of business or projects, again, there wasn't enough partnership. Now the bottom of the deck is the Four of Orbs, or Four of Pentacles in the reversal. There was some type of instability, some type of foundational instability. It could have dealt with finances, or it dealt with like materialism, material objects. Maybe the difference between surface values and like foundational, deep core values. But it seems there was like a misalignment. Something that couldn't really be worked through. I mean, core values, core differences. It's in the name. Something very pivotal or important. We have brother, nephew, cousin in the sideways. This could deal with a person who was an actual family member, whether it be brother, nephew, cousin. It could be a friend that is like a brother, like a nephew, like a cousin. This could have dealt with some type of loss of a brother, nephew, cousin. But it seems as though this is probably what you're healing from or who you are healing from. Either a loss of some sort or just a separation or disconnection. So embarrassment, this is more in the sideways, with willing sacrifice. Yeah, having to let go certain things that are in your mind, maybe certain things that you're embarrassed over, certain things that like you regret. Ooh, like when we go through a certain experience and then we look back on it and then we're embarrassed over how we handled something or something that we said or did. And willing sacrifice, being willing to let it go, whether you are letting go of the embarrassment you have or letting go of whatever self-consciousness or anxiety you might be feeling. Letting go of a particular situation and how it makes you feel, because it's no longer worth like running it around in your mind. Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. Pleasure from someone else's pain. Yeah. I think if you were dealing with a particular person, some of you, it's possible that who you were connected to, whether it is a interpersonal connection or a business connection, it feels like there wasn't enough teamwork or there wasn't enough stability, and maybe the person just got like enjoyment out of it. Like you could tell they didn't really care, or you could tell that you were on different levels of importance, of care. And I'm seeing that for some of you, you don't like being in self-inflicted situations. Meaning, if you're going to go in circles in your head and it's going to affect you negatively, like impact you negatively, you're not really about that, like self-sabotage. So it's like you try to make a conscious effort to move away from that because you don't enjoy hurting yourself. So you understand that the best, healthiest thing for you to do is to mentally move forward. Best friend in the reversal with best day ever in the upright. I think, yeah, I think you can identify people who are not your true community, your true circle, your true support system if there's no real teamwork or collaboration, no real effort. Because there needs to be actual collaboration and teamwork for a solid community. And I feel like once you are able to identify that and make the appropriate decisions and or actions, things will shape up in your day-to-day life. Backstabbing, betrayal. And that's to clarify the instability. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. False memory in the upright. You are dealing with people, or you were dealing with people that were very tricky. And they played mind games. They might have, yeah, they weren't honest. They were kind of in it for themselves, or they don't really think about the team effort. And again, this could be interpersonal relationship or business relationship. But these are things you are healing from and things you are moving away from. Bodyguard in the reversal. Yeah. You're moving away from and you're healing from people who you probably had a close connection with, a close bond, and then they somehow proved through actions or words or a combination of both that they did not have your back when your back was turned. One, two, three, four on the recording timer. Moving on up. This next card is taking notes. That's too many cards. I'm not taking too many cards. I'm sorry. Thank you. Gelatinous cube. Yep. Gelatinous cube is a Dungeons and Dragons character. It's a jello cube. And when you get stuck in it, you dissolve. You might have a tendency to get stuck in your own mind, or you might have a tendency to allow yourself to be talked into situations that you shouldn't be in, and they somehow, like, you somehow get stuck into it, and then bit by bit, it just eats you away. And that might be a habit that you've also come to recognize about yourself. We have wrestling in the reversal with celestial messenger in the reversal. This gives me the feeling that that messages and guidance and advice, like, I feel like you don't always listen. Sometimes you may not even notice when you are being given certain guidance or advice. You might kind of dismiss it for being just a thing that someone says or just a thing that you heard, not really understanding that whatever you are hearing or seeing, like the lesson or the morality, the moral of the story can be applied to your situation too, if that makes sense. Like, like you could be going through a situation, or you could be thinking about something, and then let's just say a few minutes, a few hours, a few days later, you could see or hear a situation that is exactly the same thing that you were just thinking or experiencing. But whatever situation that you're seeing or hearing, it will have like a solution or a resolution, and that's basically the answer to your issue, but you're not paying attention. It's like, just because you're not part of it doesn't mean you can't learn from it, if that makes sense. The fact that I'm having to describe it in different ways, this gives me the feeling like you don't pay attention to advice, and someone or something has to break it down for you hooked on phonics style in order for you to actually understand that it's for you. Oh man. I just felt the exhaustion. I felt the exhaustion from like your like source, spirit, gods, goddesses, ancestors, whatever it is out there. I felt them being really exhausted, like oh, now they finally get it. Finally. Almost like this scene from What We Do in the Shadows when the Vampire Council was trying to summon Nandor, Naja, and Laszlo, and then she was saying, "Oh, we sent ravens. We sent 500 ravens." Yeah. So many messages and so many pieces of advice and guidance, and you're just like, whoop, 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 not paying attention. Diviner's Lockbox in the reversal. Yep. Diviner's Lockbox is a safe box, but in the reversal, it can mean different things. Either one, there's purely no access at all to the treasures that are within. The other meaning is that it has been breached and stolen. What I'm getting from this is when you're able to discern a person's true character, you can then, make the appropriate judgment calls. Some people aren't supposed to be allowed near treasure because they're just untrustworthy. And then some people you don't realize they're untrustworthy until after they've stolen something. So it feels like that toss-up situation where you can either trust your instincts or learn train your instincts by experiencing like the fallout, the downside, the consequence. But what I'm feeling, or at least what I'm getting, is you do have the ability to discern character before it even gets to that point. It's again, are you listening? Are you paying attention? Because if you're not listening and not paying attention, then it's going to be too late, and someone's going to come into your safe house and steal something. Tragic Poet in the reversal, which is good. This card represents healing. It represents the awareness that every person, every creature is growing and evolving, and that healing is a choice, and it's all about that, the choice. So as long as you are aware that you have choice, and as long as you just choose to evolve, choose to constantly grow, then healing is always possible. Healing, moving on, finding stability. Same is said, honestly, for the people that you are connected to that might have hurt you. Like they themselves are also going through their own healing journey. Fell down. Levitate in the sideways with dominate in the reversal at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Levitate and dominate. So levitate in the sideways indicates some type of trouble or back and forth wishy-washiness about moving forward, elevating. Also seeing things from a higher perspective, because when you levitate, your feet are being lifted off the ground. And if you are at a higher vantage point, then just by proxy, you can see more. So I feel like, especially with the sideways healing card, you are still in the midst of healing, and sometimes you have your good days, sometimes you have your bad days. But remember, it's all conscious effort. As long as you're putting in conscientious steps towards healing, you'll be okay. And I feel like when you do like finish this healing, at least whatever it is that you're healing from right here, you'll learn the ability to not allow other people to like walk all over you. I feel like that's what you're building up right now. That strength within self. Lost compass in the sideways, getting back to integrity. Exactly. If this is about the person that you're connected to, people, place, or thing that wasn't, they didn't have your back, you just, again, remember, they are on their own healing journey. They have their own healing. But you don't allow other people to change who you are. If you are a good person, stay a good person. If you are somewhat of an iffy person, well then look inside yourself and ask yourself what exactly you might need to address. And that's what this is. Finding your way, finding your true north. Your true self. Cosmic womb, the divine feminine in the sideways. This card represents creation. Creation, healing, self-care, self-love, stepping back to recalibrate. So when you're moving on from something mentally, because it just messes with your mind, you do have to show yourself a lot of love, because you're essentially, you're trying to put out of your mind the harmful, negative impacts of other things outside of you. And the only way to combat negativity is through positivity. And I'm not talking about that positive vibes only. I'm talking about the grace and the compassion of genuine love. And genuine love is holding space, is understanding that everything is precious, even the sad parts, even the bad parts, even Because the reality is, whenever something hurts you, or whenever there is some type of aggressive tension or sadness, it always comes from a lack of something, usually a lack of love. That lack of love could be anything from understanding to being heard to like acts of service, material possessions, words of affirmation, so many different languages of love, so many different expressions of love. So just remember, love yourself, care for yourself, have grace with yourself, be nurturing to yourself. And in doing that for yourself, you will also understand that it's not that difficult to also provide that to other people. If you can tell yourself, you're okay. You're okay. You're loved. You're seen. You're heard. Just take a deep breath. Everything will be okay. Then you can say that to another person. I feel a little heavy now. Watchers, transpersonal in the sideways. That's interesting. Because I was also talking about with this celestial messenger and wrestling card, how you might be receiving certain guidance from things outside of you. Well, a watcher is one of the terms for something out there that's watching. I feel like this is layered. For some of you, it does deal with entities outside of you that are trying to contact you. And then for others of you, I'm getting that this is kind of reminding you how everything is connected. Because I feel like in moving forward, like maybe you're confused about why certain things happen, confused about why people are the way they are. And I feel like you would get answers to that confusion if you opened yourself up to communication with other energies and entities outside of you, or again, with the other part of the collective. If you just kind of observe and pay attention to how everything is connected. I'm kind of getting the sense of butterfly effect, but yeah, the butterfly effect. And we have the stars in the sky, limitless possibility. In the reversal, though, with eyes of the eagle rising above the fray in the reversal on the bottom of the deck. Especially when it comes to connections, people that you are working with, whether that's interpersonal connections or professional connections, the possibilities are only as endless as one can imagine. If a person imagines themselves inside a box, then they're imagining forms, their reality, and they won't even consider breaking outside of the box because the box is the reality. So if you are connected to working along with people, places, or things that have a sort of box-like mentality over certain ideologies or concepts or outlooks, then essentially the possibilities are limited to that, to what you believe. And even though the possibilities are technically endless, again, it's down to what you believe. And if you are trying to build something with multiple people involved, then it is a joint venture of belief. Now, when it comes to stability, core values, either monetary value or material items, this eyes of the eagle rising above the fray, this gives me the feeling that, again, with certain mentalities, certain outlooks, you can only rise above something if there's a belief that something can be risen above, if that makes sense. Like, that's the reason why leaders usually have to give some type of inspirational speech to rouse the morale of their followers, because their followers have a hard time seeing the way forward, where the leader is a leader because they see the vision, they see it, but it's up to the leader to essentially impart that vision onto the followers, so that way the followers can have belief in that vision too. It's kind of that domino effect. Now, on one hand, the teamwork and collaboration could fall on the leader's shoulders, but if this is a collaborative, equal opportunity type of situation, then it is very much a joint venture where everyone needs to be within a range of belief, at least, so they can help each other. Like when you're trying to boost up someone climbing over a wall, like a person needs to jump at least a little bit to try and cover the gap and enable like a good solid. So what I'm getting from this reading is teamwork, collaboration, and I feel like that is the most important thing moving forward from whatever is not an evolving collaborative effort in whatever capacity. All right, Scorpios, I hope this reading resonated with you. And if you would like a private one-on-one session with me, you can go to my Linktree Tempest Trade or send me a message on any of my social media. All of the links will be in the description below. Until next time.